All right, we are here and we are live again. It is a beautiful Thursday night here in California. Hello to all those people that are joining me tonight. Hello to all those people that are watching the restream. But I thank you so much for coming tonight and joining me. I've got a special, very extremely talented guest tonight. You've seen him everywhere. You may have not known he was there, but my guest tonight is none other than Keng Thao. Keng. Um, he comes to us from the Sacramento Chico-ish area, and I met him at the Oyo Circle 18 um, Sounds of Spring concert, and upstanding, really nice guy. Really, really intelligent, really, really talented. What we're going to do tonight, as you all know, is we're going to actually do his reaction video to my clips of him performing on stage. He's probably seen some of the cell phone footages on social media, but he hasn't seen my footage I got of him. I have the special privilege from Trey and Lang, Trey from Oyo and Lang from Circle 18, the special privilege to film them a little bit more intimately on stage. And tonight we're gonna show him the footage. But again, thank you so much for joining me tonight. This is Hmongoose Live. We're here periodically. For those who don't know, tonight will be Keng Thao. On Tuesday will actually be none other than Kinda Ho, a very good up and coming artist. And then after that, the Sunday, the 17th, will be Macy Her, followed by April 24th. It will be none other than Zhong Pa Hyung, ZPX. So let's check in and say hi to some of our guests that are here today. Dua Ya is here. Dua, of course, everybody knows him. Dua is the owner and the artist, designer of Hmong clothing. We also have Kong Vu that's also here today. And of course, if you're here, do me a big favor, just say hello so I know that you're here. But if you are here and watching and you like what I do, help me grow. And you can do that by taking one little tiny small step. And if you saw this on social media, then just give me do me a one huge favor and share this on your social media page so other people can be aware too. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to Hmongoose on YouTube. Keng is also known as the Hmong Copycat. Let's see, let's pull him up really quick here. Keng has been writing music on for YouTube under this name Hmong Copycat. I didn't know it was him for a good while, but Keng is here, and his website, he does a lot of really cool covers of Hmong music, but he also does anything in general that he wants to cover. Like how here says he does apologize. He does basically any really cool song that Hmong generally like. I hear Enrique Iglesias. So Keng, without saying much, he's a extremely talented guy. I can't say enough good things about him. So without further ado, let's bring Keng here. And those who don't know, say hi to Keng so that we all get to know him. But also feel free to ask questions in the chat. If you're familiar with Hmongoose Live, what I do is I actually encourage participants to actually ask questions to Keng or myself in person. What you can do is you can just direct message me on Facebook, or actually if you have Keng, you can direct message him too, and then I'll bring you live, and then you can ask the question live. I'm all about just chillaxing, having a good time, and allowing for more personal interaction with the artists. As some of my guests have said in the past, this is basically like a backstage pass to the artists, and it's a great privilege for me to be able to interview and talk to Keng. Without further ado, Keng, how are you?
Hey, you're wrong. Doing good.
So you're now just to clarify, you're from Sac now?
Yes, Sacramento. Actually, it's Elk Grove.
Elk Grove.
Yeah.
Okay, but 陶姐個人一個啦，有冇?
Yeah.
Okay, so but for those who don't know Keng, you know him. You just may have not. You've seen him. You may not have known you saw him, but Keng was actually a member of Sounders, and we'll discuss that a little bit tonight too. But he wrote some very popular Sounder songs, especially specifically on their last album, and we'll talk about that too. But Keng, tell us a little bit about yourself, because you weren't just a musician. You go back pretty far.
Yeah, well, actually, on the chaplain, I just want to say thank you to you, Long, and
Oh yeah,
yeah.
pleasure.
And then again, I think that we came across each other probably like 20 years ago, the first time.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I
yeah,
think that everything start right about that time too. So I think
yeah.
that, yeah. So for a little bit about me, I don't know. Yeah, I can go back to right about 1998, 1999. That's when
Mhm.
Paradise is doing their thing, and then
Yeah.
yeah, and that's when I start playing music and start with the guitar, and then by 2003, that's when I go first time Gcon. Yeah,
Hmm.
so and during that time, we were known as the Blue Band.
Yeah.
Yeah, promoted by pre record pretty much at that time, and but then we go nowhere. Go ahead.
At that time, so for those who don't know, because this goes pretty far back in history, so Paradise had a branch called Paradise Recording Entertainment.
Yeah,
Like it was like Paradise Mosphere or something like that. I actually was part of Paradise, but I actually wasn't a part of the label itself. So you probably didn't see so much of me. You probably saw more of Fong and Derek,
yeah,
especially Derek.
yeah,
But basically, I think they got in contact with Blue,
yeah,
and then I remember meeting you at a concert. I didn't know we didn't really talk. Thật lúc trên là chị lộ thiên
yeah.
mình busy. Yeah, you and she top, but she. I remember hearing, because you guys opened us for us one time. I remember hearing, and at the time you were keyboarding too.
Guitar, so
Oh, guitar
yeah,
song.
yeah.
Because I remember hearing the music. I was like, wow, they're really good. They're really good. And at the time, I wasn't a guitarist. I didn't know how to play guitar at the time, but I remember hearing the keyboarder,
Uh-huh.
especially. And I thought the keyboard was really
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah. That was on keyboard was my brother.
Your
Yeah,
brother,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So he was on keyboard, and then I think that Taluchana I was about 16, 17.
okay.
Yeah, so
How so you có trình in your local, yeah,
yeah,
your community,
yeah,
so, but probably not by a lot though.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So right about that time, so we go nowhere, and then Taipei by college and layout, and then we
Mm-hmm.
move forward to about right about 2005,
Mm-hmm.
and then pretty much habitual bloom that. That's when we started Zinc, Zinc, and
Yep.
basically the first album in right about 2005, and then move on 2006, 2007. That's when we do the second album,
Mm.
and then 2008, 2009. That's when the third album's supposed to That's during
Yeah.
that time, family, life, everything changed, and then
Mm.
right about 2009, about the end of the year, that's when I get involved with the Sounders.
Mm.
Yeah, so got recruited to play guitar for them, and then that's when or Guha journey start with Sounder music and stuff like that. So all the way until about right about 2020 before COVID happened. Yeah,
Mm.
so and then as far as right now, uh, I know as the copycat guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting, because so 2009, so you wrote with them. Vậy có Sounders lên chỉ số chỉ có bài đó.
no,
That the,
I only work with the last album one day that we started joining Lana.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So the album before that, Yosei, you remember
Mm-hmm.
Yosei? Yeah, he joined. He was my drummer with the blue and stuff like that. Yeah, so he
Yosei was your drummer in Blue and in
yeah
Zinc.
yeah not in Zinc,
Oh,
but
no,
blue in the other group too. But then he is the drummer,
interesting.
and then he got recruited to join Sounders in 2007, 2008,
Ah,
and
I
then
see.
yeah, then my recruit was right about 2009.
Let's take one sec to say hi to some of our guests that are
Yeah,
here. Kong Vu. Kong's a gifted musician. I think he's a producer too. He's here. Hey,
yeah.
Kong.
Hi, Con.
Burley says, "Hey, what's up, Mongoose and Kang?" And I think you know this guy, Sang Yang.
Yeah,
He calls you Yi, so
yeah.
you must know him.
I know him, and Shashi's in there too.
Yeah, Shachi from the Midwest,
Yeah,
very gifted saxophonist.
yeah,
And then Mary says hi, and Sang clarifies that Bai came 2002. So what you said 2009? You joined. Sounders?
There are songs
Okay.
that band little more on them before I joined the band. Yeah,
Okay, I see. I
yeah.
see.
This is one of them.
Yeah.
Pizza Lu, it's one of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Tell us what songs did you work on specifically with Sounders?
I Thao. So like I say, Pizza Lu, it's one of them. I think that
Hmm.
yeah, uh, Pizza Lu, I would say right about 90% of everything's still there.
Mm.
And then move on to Ja later Takana. I forgot which ones. On there, that's Maya. It's one of them.
Mm.
So Mai, and then Panyamika, and then Taute Mamua. The
Yeah, that's so cool because so your primary guitar, but do you keyboard also?
Yes, I do. Called keyboard. I think I started right about 2004, 2006, and
Mm.
that's when I started recording music. So I think that it's very important for so and for like any person who wants to record, you have to learn the piano at least so that compose.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah. It's
I agree.
there will be a lot of things that you will miss out. And I think that
Yeah.
even like when we talked earlier about Zeng, then those guitar actually and everything just like in the box. Yeah,
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah,
It was hard to get in the
yeah,
studio.
yeah,
It was hard. People like a lot of younger folks now these days, they don't realize how hard it was to
yeah,
record back then.
yeah,
I agree. I agree. Thọ của Truyền thống Paradise nó chỉ cũng đầu keyboard hơn
yeah,
sao. It wasn't until tọt cá nó chỉ cũng mà cần guitar mình chỉ mà bảo that oh if you want this kind of sound you can't
yeah,
just play keyboard because the keyboard can
yeah,
play guitar but it's
yeah,
pretty bad guitar.
yeah, yeah, to a certain level only.
Yeah, I agree. I think that a lot of the producers that are probably watching, I'm sure there's some producers
Yeah.
watching right now too. Sun is here. Oh, he's talking about
Oh
Sun,
yeah,
a
son.
producer.
Yeah,
Sun's very gifted. Very good. So
yeah.
Sun says hi.
Brother. I talked to
Change,
him.
change.
Yeah, downtown. Yeah, that's my. He's. I think that probably one of the good like shot best that I know producing and stuff like that. So, yeah,
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 he's very and he sings very well too.
yeah,
Um, okay, but like you can't if you only know one instrument. I guess you ain't tăng到到嘛，就是你用nhiều rồi.
yeah. It's true.
When I was making Paradise songs, I did it mainly keyboard. Thì tọt cá nó cũng mà bóng guitar mình chỉ cũng mà understand that oh you can't create
Yeah,
if you're mainly a keyboarder có một cái một chà có một tiếng tạo thầu lúa chay nữa I don't know about now is different but thầu lúa chay nó chỉ có một tiếng tạo gì you có mainly keyboard then your song's gonna sound pop
yeah,
regardless of whether you like it or not.
yep, true.
Nếu pop chỉ chơi hoặc you có bóng guitar gì you can go rock but if you knew only rock then it's only gonna be rock
Yeah,
because yeah,
yeah,
very good. So you know what? Let's since we're talking about it. So you sang 4 songs at Sounds of Spring, in a very particular order. I'm gonna jump and do number 4.
okay,
And that one is ra Blong Xie Tỉnh Blo. And I didn't I tend to not record the conversation,
uh-huh.
although I think I should start recording it. But you had talked about this song already. What's the context of this song? Because this is part 2 of something special. You got
Yeah. I think that when I don't know about Gusata for any people that Shanghai like like when we be show final. There's a lot of things in the song that we take it out along the way, and sometimes that itself is another song.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
Yep.
that when the idea of Banyamika get told, honestly, the truth is during that time there's a lot of my age, a little bit older,
Yeah.
like so
Mm.
really it's not that it's going there it's good, but it really is just right in the song to reflect how concept the sound. And I think that
Yeah.
the person that really make all the lyrics and everything become what it is in the record, it's tied sounders.
Mm.
I think
Mm-hmm.
that the way how he thinks of lyrics and stuff like that, and then put everything together and just paint the whole picture. And so he's a very
Mm.
good at that. And so I think that when Ty put the song together and genre, it paint that song. Banyamika. Yeah. For that part, and then but then there's a lot of extra thing. And while we are doing we start the copycat. I try to play around, record, try different gears and stuff like that. Uh,
Yeah.
buy gear plugins and stuff like that, and then I came across and say, well, let's finish this song. That's when the
Mm.
block comes, and pretty much it is Yamaha called idea called concept. 我们只用单套 everything. So 主要的 certain part that we don't use 那些我们就 draw together and it become that song.
So it's kind of topic on concert. You said this is kind of like the sequel or part 2 to
Yeah,
Bai Maya.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
And so for those who don't know, Keng is very much a behind the scene guy. He structures a lot of the songs. I didn't realize how special this song was until you can when we play music as a musician, every musician has their signature touch.
yeah,
It's a well-versed Malayala. There's a natural
yeah,
tendency for a musician to play a lick
yeah,
or to play a certain type of chord or a certain kind of position.
yeah,
And even when you listen to Sun,
yeah,
when you listen to Sun, you'll hear Sun's licks right away.
yep,
You know, oh, that's Sun playing. I could tell
true.
because he likes that really really jazzy type of
Yep,
jazzy show feel. Huh?
yep,
And I remember you explained. I was listening to this at the concert. I was like, oh, I didn't know that you had so much impact on Sounders' album. And then I listened to the song, and I know, oh, the way you position your chords in your composition, the way you sing. I was like, yeah, that's basically that sounds like Thai, except no, it's gang sing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like yeah. Yeah, I think you are absolutely correct on that part. Like sometimes you call habit of one go da,
Hmm.
yeah. Actually, like since I know that Shashi is here. He's a saxophone player. I actually work on a song with him right now.
Mm.
We did that one song for Kukaka, and then
Uh-huh.
that song it's if like once it's gonna be very similar to how we are doing the standard song 有没有
Mm.
yeah, so
Hmm.
lately I've been into more of the soft country pop music,
Yeah.
that kind. So it's like that. So nó cái kind of about okay, yeah, this song it's like very similar to like that song. Yeah,
So everyone will hear in just a little bit. You listen to it. It is
yeah,
country, soft country pop,
yeah,
especially if you listen to the guitars.
yeah. Yeah, it's true. There's a reason why call that like when you all listen to Hmong Copycat and stuff like that. I know
Mhm.
that I cover a lot of your old school song, but sometimes you hear like country song and stuff like that. I'm actually like music 那些种有也你话北平台 like 你也可以个去在跟呀。So actually, I'm
Yeah.
still learning right now, and as far as right now, I'm still learning under mentor. So that's why I do a lot of cover, and not because I just want to cover, but because I want to learn how they structure, how it work, how they do all the different tricks, all these
Yeah.
shakers and stuff like that in there.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, Mongoose, Copycat. There's something that Copycat did that I thought was really, really kind and revolutionary. If you haven't already, number one, subscribe to Copycat. And again, you made a video where you deconstructed Ipamao, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And I actually watched that video. I was like, wow, this
okay,
is really nice. And then a lot of people think that music is just okay. We're gonna play one guitar, we're gonna play piano,
yeah,
and then no,
yeah,
there's a whole entire magic and art behind
yeah,
recording music. And if you want to begin to understand it, at least from again, is one thing for like a DJ or like EDM artist or producer to make music, but it's a whole different world when like a actual musician that plays an instrument
Yeah.
tries to make music in the studio too. Because
Yep.
sometimes you mong chẳng có là do你chỉnh đen thế你chỉ bù này
Yep.
and if people are wondering, how come my music sounds so one-dimensional, not three-dimensional, then I would highly encourage you to watch Keng's video, his breakdown of Ipamao, and you'll begin to see, oh, that's how they do it.
Yeah.
So thank you for showing that video. I
Yeah.
was very impressed by that.
Yeah.
A lot of people will not show that.
Yeah,
I think
I
it's
wish
fair to
I wish I have more time to like share the other songs and stuff like that too. Like even like Leo, the song that we did with Gu and Chi and Tai, where we do it collab together. Huh? Yeah, so
Yeah.
even like songs like that, I think that it's good to dissect so that people know. And I wish I have more time that I can yeah.
Yeah, I think we're at a fun part of our lives now. You and me, we're about the same age,
Yeah.
and we're at the point where, like, we're not really competitive. We don't really
Yeah.
care about being competitive
Yep.
anymore. I'm not. I don't have. I think you're probably the same way too.
Yeah.
Our perspective is you kind of get, you see what you see is what you get.
Yep.
And we're just here mostly to help people. And
Yep.
again, I really appreciate if you're watching and you want to learn stuff. Like, the difference between to zhao tie to zhao hang na is just that to zhao hang he or she just spends more time.
Yep.
Looking at the details. Like, some people are probably listening to our conversation, they're clicking, watching 10 seconds and leaving. But the people who really, really want to learn and get really good, they're listening to what Keng has to say.
Yeah.
So let's see here. So Chi's here. Chi says hi.
Hi, Chi.
I think you might, Chi.
Yeah.
Sure is here from the Midwest.
Sure.
He's super talented.
That's the drummer right there, man.
Yeah, really good.
He also play on the, so pretty much I have Shirka play the drum for the song that I talked earlier that we are doing for Ku. So Shashi is doing the saxophone, Shirka is doing the drum. So I think that when the song comes out, it's gonna be pretty cool, because I remember about a couple weeks ago, Yosei Visual and then they did the video, but I'm not sure when will it be released. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I had to plug in my power. My laptop was about to die. It would have been devastating if we died. So you're connected to a lot of very, very talented artists. And so, yeah, you're he showed on his Facebook page you were there in the studio in the back working on stuff. So,
Yeah.
well, we're almost 30 minutes in. I'm having a great time. I hope everyone's having a good time. Let's watch your first video.
Oh yeah.
And so Jean thì Blanc Xia nhớ tìm Blanc.
Okay.
Way too loud. Okay, this song's for you. Nhói lên trao trong tay nó, gió đi từ đây nhớ trong lòng. Nhói lên trao America, chia qua thi xa lưu bên chân. Cho nó cho chết chỉ xa buồn nó. Mọi thời thì xa tôi chưa có, còn nhiều bao cùng rong trên, còn nhiều bao cùng rong trên. Từ ngày ta mò mong cứ lo tư chỉ qua đàn tu, ngày tu vui gió đi nó, ngày gió vui gió đi nó. Chẳng xe luôn chứ thì gió cho thọ con. Cùng lòng xiên nhau đi blanc. Mặt bao xiên cứ có bao vì già. Có tua uống nhà. Mà li mô cứ yua và yua chê. Có tua qua cụ xe cụ luôn nên muốn tha trao con về ta mô mê là tư chỉ qua đàn tư chỉ đủ qua gió đi nó chỉ gió qua gió đi nó ya cũng lúc xe lúc chữ lời thì gió gió thở ngờ cùng lâu xuyên nhau vì lo ít tiền nhau nói trong xe mà nó còn nhà tàu cùng lâu xe còn nhà tàu cùng lâu chữ đủ tay ta mò mù bơ lo tư chỉ qua đàn tư cái đủ qua gió đi nó cái gió qua gió đi nó ya cũng lúc xe lúc chữ đi thì gió gió thở ngò cùng lòng xuyên nhau đi lo cùng lòng xuyên nhau đi lo我是得要保护，我到现在我们老懂得我要你的。
It's a really awesome song. Really, really nice song. Hey, Keng, that song has such a beautiful chorus. It's not one of these choruses where it's just like it doesn't lift up and power up, but it's actually a really smooth transition, and it's just like that chorus just calms you down. Really nice. That song, did you use? Was that just your guitar, or was that like a pedal steel that I was hearing?
It's a lot of guitar, and I was like
Guitar.
like yeah, little guitar nhất đó khó nhiều ít phàm mai này à. I'm a big fan of Line 6, and the reason why she Line 6 because a lot of a lot of church song that she Line 6 and there's a lot of people that they create like crazy preset, and sometimes you just grab one of those preset and like
Oh, so the presets are good.
Yeah.
I see.
this is the sound.
So that's a Line 6 you're playing on. So I see. Well, he's noodling around. Gang, you might as well show us what you're playing. Show us what you're playing. You're noodling on. So you're playing. What kind of guitar are you playing with?
This this guitar,
It's a Relic.
it's Blue, but this is like the guitar from Blue. Yeah, so
Oh.
it's been like about 20 years with me.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you're playing through the Line 6 right now.
Yeah. Pretty much go direct got whole interface with the plugins.
Okay.
I also
Well, sounds good.
the other the Line 6 pedal board too.
Nice. Sounds good to me. Let's see here. Zheng Duli says Sounders pianist and Paradise pianist. Yes. It's really fun. Like it's fun when I talk. Keng, it's fun when I talk to your artist, huh? But it's fun. I think it's in your fun genre. The producer Thao.
Yeah.
Then you can really talk about the inner workings of music that I think your artists, unless they produce and some of the other people might not understand. Can you both tell us your favorite chord progressions, and would love to know from you guys, from your point of view. I'll let you go first, Keng. What's a favorite chord progression?
Man, I'm more of a person that I stay with the A and G. The same G. Well, your chord group no G now. So the one chord G, E minor, C, D. That's I would say probably like the chord that eat die. One gone. At least for me. So that's why if you hear a lot of songs that go on, even like it doesn't matter how we transport to it, it's still right about the same. Actually, it's the same chord, just different. You capo a different look spot. That's all. Yeah. Progression.
In terms of when you write music, Keng, would you say you think like a guitarist or you think like a keyboarder?
I'm more of a guitar.
Guitar, yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of space. Not yet. Well, I know that. I think that if you start listening to like some of the new songs that I still what the Well, actually, I think that from mistake too. Like, I try to in the past, when we produce and stuff like that, we just go all in pretty much every chord.
Hmm.
But now the later song, I leave a lot of empty space and let all the reverb and delay and stuff like that take over. So
Yeah.
some of the recent songs that go on, and the key thing is the best way to do it is really, I think that you have to. For me, the copycat, it's actually the part in the kick how to produce music. The more you
Mm.
play other people's music and learn how to produce or pretty much duplicate what they have done, and then
Yeah.
you become a better person. And then once that's when you start to see the different.
Yeah, I agree. I actually think more like a keyboarder because that's my original
Mhm.
instrument. But when you got the bass, bend on Paradise, okay, I, I I was a pretty narrow-minded musician
Yeah,
because I was a keyboard, yeah, keyboard. You look at it, okay, it's piano, maybe
yeah,
some pads, maybe a row key, and I didn't appreciate what guitar was
yeah,
because in keyboarding you don't really chase tones.
yeah,
You just load up your
yeah,
piano, and maybe there's
yeah.
different type of piano.
True.
Maybe there's a felt piano, but there's really not a lot.
Yeah.
But in guitar is different.
Yep.
When I learned the guitar, okay, acoustic guitar is pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
You have your different type of guitar, but then the electric guitar, I was like,
Yep.
oh my god, that's when you start like when you listen to Steve Vai's tone, then you wonder, oh, how's he making that sound? Or you listen to John Petrucci, you're like, oh, how's he making that sound? And
Yep.
it's the amp, it's the way they touch the guitar, and I never had that in piano, and so
Yeah.
like it changed the way I see music. I would say, to answer Jeng Tu's question, I don't think I have a favorite progression, but a progression that I use a lot is just very simple.
Yeah.
It's basically whatever key you're in, but you go from, like, if it was in C, you would go C to the A minor to the F to the G. That's a pretty popular one. But at the time when I was doing
Yeah.
Keng was I would play. I think what made my keyboarding a little bit different, I didn't know what I was doing at the time. I would always, I didn't know it, but I would create tension. And for me, the tension was playing I liked a lot like this the like if we were in C, I would play like the I would play like the sus4,
Yep.
sus2 chords,
Yep.
so that they would create a lot of
Yep.
tension so you could resolve into that G or that
Yeah.
C.
True.
And that's what I liked a lot,
Yeah.
but I didn't know what I was doing. And now when I haven't shown anything that I've written so far, but now that I'm finding that a lot of the music I like it because it's tension.
Yeah.
You create that tension, so they release kind of like what I was mentioning about the song, like
Yeah.
oh, my daughter's here. Um, don't get okay. So I got a guest here. Okay, but
Hey.
hi, say hi to uncle. Say hi. Okay,
Oh,
mommy's not here right now, but you create that tension. That's why I mentioned that when you transition to that chorus of "Blanc Shit Blanc," it's so
yeah.
beautiful because it's a very smooth one,
Yeah.
but there's not a lot of tension. The vocals don't shoot high, but it's really beautiful,
Yeah.
and there's an art to that.
Yeah. I think
Um,
that. Yeah. I think that. If you, like I say, like moving forward, if the new song that I start to do, a lot of when I play on the keys, now most of the chords are sus2, sus4, tantodo guhan.
yeah,
Yeah. So every chord that usually we play like the normal way in the C, D, whatever chords, gumola sus ta, and I leave those other space for guitar. And the thing about guitar is pretty much when I learned the guitar, I learned well, lately I've been learning the guitar how to improvise. If you have to learn out just sus to sus for done, what should I do in between? So that's that's if you listen to any of the new things that we will be releasing moving forward, that's what you will hear. Yeah, so
yeah,
you are absolutely correct on that part, and that's the best way how to build anything. Yeah,
yeah. So for those who don't know, me and Gang, we're showing you a lot of trade secrets, a lot of stuff that took us years to figure out. Actually, true, right, Gang? Takes a long time
yeah,
to figure these things out. And I guess I hope people are listening and they're saying, "Oh, that's very true." She says, "That Ipa Mao video was awesome, Gang. I enjoyed
yeah.
it a lot."
Thank you.
So if you haven't had a chance, go and watch that video. I won't play it, but I'll show it to you what it looks like. He's talking about he's talking about well, it's not playing. Well, let's play a little bit. He's talking about
Yeah,
this. Let's see. Can you hear the audio, Keng? Yeah, so that's what he's talking about. And so what Keng does in Hmong Copycat is he makes some very good covers, especially of Ipamao, since you know it so well from playing. But that's essentially what Chi is talking about. Mo Cheng Va says bonjour.
Hi, Mocheng. Yeah, from
How are you?
Mocheng is it's actually Mocheng is my brother-in-law. He's actually
Oh,
in France right now, but he is a part of Zinc.
okay, very good. I have a Zinc album. I didn't know it was you. I've got a Zinc album. My daughter, I apologize. My daughter's walking around turning off the lights. So if it gets dark, it's because my little 2-year-old is running around turning. She'll eventually turn it back on. But also Christopher, he's from Seattle. He says Nyojong.
Nyajong.
Oh, and we've got Macy here. Macy is
Yeah.
Macy's a very talented young singer
Yep.
from Stockton, right? Oh, Baba, leave it on, Baba. Yes, okay, just like that. Leave it on. Good job. Macy's from the Stockton area, and Macy's going to be live with me on the 17th. So I told Macy if she wants to see what it's like, she should come and watch. Keng. So Macy says music, very nice. Chi says awesome job recording as always. Transitions are smooth. I try to make it smooth. I feel bad. Keng, when I'm on stage, I feel bad because I know that I'm to a certain extent distracting the audience. That's why I try to wear all blacks and they don't look at me, they just look at you guys. But I know that it can be distracting, and I want to really thank Trey and Lang for letting me film. Oh, give me one sec here.
Yeah, it's okay. I think that sometimes you need some people to do that part, because if you really think about there's no one doing that part. So now we wish that we have some of those video so it's a good thing that you're doing.
Yeah, I think that maybe I'm certain that I annoy some people, but at least from the artist's point of view, they may not they probably like it now, but they may not really understand what I'm doing until 15, 20 years from now. Let's start your footage. Maybe they'll go and they'll see old cell phone footage, but that's pretty bad. But if there's high quality footage that to look at, I think they'll appreciate it. And I only know that you and we only know that. I'm sure you want to see footage of you playing in blue too.
Absolutely. I will pay money for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would pay to see old Paradise footage, especially your footage talk. When you're hoping you can set you want that's the footage you want to see. You actually want to see see it when you kind of suck each other. That's valuable. And you know what's interesting is I record some of the artists, and some of the artists know that they sing out pitch. They say, "Oh no, don't." So I have footage, but I don't make it public. But the beautiful thing is, like I tell them, well, I'll make it private, and only you have access to it. Because you're gonna 頭嗰控交率就 off 咗，個鬆住咗咯，就譬如冇交咯。20 years, you're gonna want to see it still.
True.
And maybe that might be what you really want to see.
And sometimes like even like so talking about the video, like sometimes there are people who are like stage people, like parents. Number one, they know. Number two, the way how they hold the mic and walk around, they know. So sometimes like even like for me, like I'm not a stage person. You look at that guy, but then there are people who like live, they like we say eat die, and then there are those people who are good at singing, record they will not album, but then they might not be as good on stage, but that doesn't mean that so and I do see some of the artists they're totally amazing, like sometimes but at the live sometimes like we don't go like some of the artists, like sometimes you saw when you can't because you are good at what you are doing environment, because you might not be a person who do on stage, like good on stage.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. But there's some people that are very good at everything.
Yeah.
Like I never I don't I didn't I wasn't familiar because I've been out of the music scene again to Nanoa Gambolaya. I'm not too familiar with her. She's and I saw her and she's very good.
Yep.
You see her stage presence, she walks like she's so graceful and
Yep.
her you'll see when the footage comes out,
Yep.
but her dress is so simple, but on
Yep.
stage it looks really good.
Yep.
And they just understand what looks good and how to present themselves on stage, how to actually there's some people I think knew Hungalo knew who Tamada not the greatest,
Yep.
but then they carry themselves on stage and you're like, wow, they just carry the crowd.
Yep. True.
In her case, she does everything. Landa says this sounds similar to "In Case You Didn't Know." It's a great song.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that one of the things that I want to share is when I produce the song, mainly in case you didn't know, it's the backtrack of the song. So pretty much when I do it, my idea is, okay, I need to learn how to do a song that it's a country song, go this way. Let's see how everything come out. So that's why everything a lot of the vibes in there. Yeah. So
Yeah.
for a future musician, I think that whatever you want to do, I think that you need to pick out a couple songs that got sawa. Like if you are EDM people, you have to do that because sometimes, like lately, I just want to say like you know don't go like well yeah like EDM is and stuff like that. But yeah, you know that they are trying to do, but you don't have the sub, you don't have the call build up in so sometimes you have to listen to another person's song, pretty much learn how to do very similar like that and build up from that. Yeah. So,
Yeah, I agree.
yeah.
I mean, the only way we really know how to play pi, I think at least not, and this is just I'm not trying to be cocky or anything, Keng, but you know, because we play a lot of music. The only thing that you in your Hmong musician is that you just played a lot. Like I played a lot of music through Paradise, and you probably played a lot of music through Sounders, and
Yeah.
that it just makes you song Jay, so you chỉ song nói khả năng band
Yep.
then you only understand so much, but the song can band, and you kind of figure out music in a different way.
Yep.
And that's the only thing. The only way to really know how to write is if you have to. I agree. You play other people's music. You might oh, that's how they're rolling, or you might think that they're playing in 4/4 when they might be playing with a 6/8 behind it.
Yeah.
And the only way you can know is you actually do it. So Vi Hyung says 2 of Hmong's greatest bands. I agree. Thanks for all the memories. You two need a collab. Hey, I'll collab with you any day. I already saw they use Logic Pro. I love Logic Pro. I love Logic Pro.
Yeah.
Here's another great Hmong producer out there, John. If you don't know John does a lot of the Hmong R&B, the rappers. He's really good. And if you ever listen to John's music, like this, I can't remember the name of John's latest song, but he's Nuhungal Mika, but his vibe is so different. It's so his music is very abstract.
Yep.
Let's go to the song that got me a lot of views on Facebook.
Let's go.
So this is the song where so the first concert, the first Oyo and Circle 18 concert in Sacramento, in that front stage, they only had a string post covering. This time they actually upgraded to the metal gate.
Yeah.
And so still, this is the song where that and you'll see it where that fan came and jumped over the rail and came in and hug you, and that's when I think you looked pretty uncomfortable, but it was a very funny. I apologize if I made a mean out of it. I hope I didn't offend you or anything, but I thought it was really funny that she came out and yeah, she did a little bit of dance with you, and we were lucky she didn't stay too long. But I thought you handled yourself very well. Yeah, this is "Take Me to Your Heart." Any comments before I play it?
Let's see. I want to see.
Let's see.
讲到叫对天南，古文字那把必须着知道。 Chuyện gió kề qua nơi gió gió lòng tôi yêu lúc lời thiên mùa tìm gió lên nhỏ cứ thiên tê kia cứ say gió hoa cha thiệt chiếc tao từ lì con take me to your heart take me to your soul có thay tay lo hoàn tay cũ lâu để một tia kỳ hư gì chỉ muốn thứ yêu tao để một tia kỳ hư nhỏ ta sao còn kia hơn là theo nhỏ ý thì ý cho nhỏ nhỏ nó illusion nó lo chỉ muốn nhỏ cùng trao cả take me to your heart có phải đây để qua cô kẹp ra cái đúng không qua cô luôn được gì yong gì take me to your heart there we go sau tay đất trong xa đi lên rau tràn tràn trong lũ lì xa mong thơ một gió phong như thì chỉ là chim bao đó từ lũ chỉ ta hai tao ya để cùng share thế lý cả khó qua cứ xa tao cha giờ ý từ này lý có your heart, to your soul. Chỉ có thay để lo hoàn để cũ lâu. Để một tia kỳ lưu yên chỉ một thứ yêu bao. Để một tia kỳ lưu nhỏ tới gió mộng. Loa tia chỉ một thứ nhỏ ý thì chuồn giờ nhỏ nó. Illusion nó là chỉ một cái giá. Cho cùng ta có take me to your heart take me to your soul chỉ có thay tay của kia cũng có cái blue qua cũng luôn được gì don't need take me to your heart one more time take me to your heart take me to your soul chỉ có thay tay của
So there's the footage. Walk us through what happened. So you started singing and then she comes forward. What was on your mind?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, well, the first thing is the bass was like crazy loud, right? So and then even like for me, okay, it's called pitch. First thing first, and then when and then she came up. So so I just thought, okay, what's next? What's next? So everything just like kind of blank. I tried to listen to the key and also try to move around. Yeah, so that's what. But I think that she's having a great time, a fun time.
I thought that was okay. I don't know, but so I don't know what I'm gonna do next because I'm starting to look at some of the footage, and she comes on stage a lot. Actually,
okay.
She came up a couple more times. I don't know if I should post those footage or not. I'm gonna eventually put it because I have to show the other videos, but I'm wondering if I should make more memes, but it might be going too far. But if you look at that footage, I didn't notice until right now, but you were the
Third.
You were the third one to come on stage.
Yeah.
That gate where I was going crazy on, it was actually originally it was probably like another 3-4 feet back that other way,
Yeah,
and so the crowd just gradually kept on
yeah,
pushing that gate all the
yeah,
way up until they
yeah,
could pretty much climb over and jump on, and that was part of the reason why she was able to do that.
yeah. So yeah, it's true. Like 頭管咗嘅時候，頭管冇咗嘅時候真係 I saw the gate. It's like this way. Like
Yeah,
Nepal traffic with the okay. That's crazy.
yeah,
Yeah, but I think that to me, I have a fun time. And I actually surprised that the audience now know some of the lyrics and they actually sing
mm,
along. So with me, so to me, it's in the yeah.
yeah,
So even though there's a
good.
lot of mistakes made that night from me, but then hey, I have a fun time too.
Yeah, you did great. I mean, you look really natural there. It looked like you were having fun. You know, oh man, it was so rude for her to jump up. Kind of because the hot environment, though, it's kind of like it's not like a big
Yeah,
concert.
yeah,
So I thought it was okay that
yeah,
she came up. She wasn't being rude. She was just maybe a little drunk and having a lot of fun. If anything, it was a little disruptive
yeah,
because you described it to the artist, but I think it wasn't bad, but it did get to a point where she was climbing up too much
yeah.
on too many different artists, all the guys mainly. But I thought she was having fun,
Yep.
and it wasn't not a big deal. It makes the footage more interesting for me.
Yeah.
John says he's taking notes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, Mary says, Keng, want to know if you and Paku are siblings.
Yes, it is. She's my
Ah,
yeah, she's my younger sister.
wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah. So เขา始終只估始終都係
Yeah. So some people might not know who Paku is. Paku is a really gifted singer who because I remember her original. I mean, she was like probably one of the first Hmong people that went viral before video ever got really popular, right? Before YouTube, I don't even remember it may not have been YouTube, but I remember her singing, and then she disappeared a little bit.
Yeah.
What is she up to these days?
Got married, have family. Yeah,
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 she
yeah.
still sings a little bit though.
So yeah, I supposed to work with a couple song with her, but with my busy schedule, man, I can't do much. We only did one song so far, but that song I think that yeah, no, you will like it. I think that um I don't know. To me, I felt happy. Like Mike was happy because the way how we produced the song, like it.
Mhm.
I actually felt like it's next level up type of music. Not
Mm,
because it's like crazy, but it's because of the way how we arrange everything and play
mm,
all the instrument. I like yeah, but that's why like lately I've been study under I don't I'm not sure yeah like cotton or like I've been studying country song with 5X a fine time Grammy producer. So I try to
mm.
steal their idea more. Yeah, so I know that it
Yeah,
costs a whole bunch, but hey, the best way to learn is to pay someone to
yeah,
pretty much down
I
their idea
agree.
to you. Yeah. So
I
I
if,
yep
if we knew what we know now 20 years ago,
yeah
and if we had the resources that we have now,
yep
we would be very different, to say the
absolutely
least.
yeah absolutely. So yeah, that's one of the songs that I did lately with her. But then there's still a few more songs we need to do. And the key thing, the I'm super busy. Even like with the Hmong Copycat, we haven't been post
Yeah,
things lately because too busy in life and other things.
yeah,
Sometimes you have to put food on the table, and I
yeah,
travel almost every week. So I don't
yeah,
yeah, so I can't have a time to really sit down and really do that part. So, but I know for sure that as soon as I have the time, I think that we're just gonna create more music that when people hear it, they say, "Yep, that's the type of music. That's the that's it, pretty much." Yeah. So really, yeah, call it. Yeah, I tell like when we play music, we don't want to do the same thing anymore. Like we know the same thing. We know what we did 5 year, 10 year, 20 years ago, and we want to
yeah,
move beyond that part. We don't want to complicate. We want to make things simple. We want to make things where when
yeah,
people listen to it, they say, "Yep," they actually spend time and effort to really construct all the arrangement, all the chords. they don't overplay it. They just play one or two notes. Thing that's on. But at the end of the day, it put everything together in the young. Yeah. So with her, I think that I worked with her just one song, and then I got caught up with my business and stuff like that. So in your busy job, but I think that as I have the time, I really want to invest that time and effort to really complete that song, the a couple songs that she have. I think that it's gonna be good. Yeah.
Yeah, nếu như say thao 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 bên đầu mà yeah, when Sounders, when you have a timetable,
Yeah.
then you're gonna produce songs no matter what.
Yep.
There's some songs that you put a lot of time into it, and nó còn là nữ genre
Yeah.
Tây genre you shallow you see很多了. Okay, nó còn là市場諗到是女主genre, but and you kind of know, but now it's kind of a little different because it's like, okay, well, I don't produce because I have to produce. I produce because I want to produce,
Sure.
and I produce because I enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's not the same anymore. If I don't feel like producing, then I don't. If I don't know, I think it's probably the same for you.
Yeah.
But COVID
Yeah.
has actually been really good for me because we couldn't go anywhere,
Yeah.
and it was a really unique time where we just did nothing and stay home to a certain extent.
Yeah.
And for me, I learned a lot of videography during that time,
Yep.
and I learned how to work a studio
Yep.
during that time.
Yep.
I think that's probably when you came out with a lot of Hmong Copycat
Yeah.
stuff too.
Yeah. Same here. Like I think that I studied for the last 2 years because of COVID. I have the time to really study too, and
Yeah.
So yeah, it's true.
Dua says, awesome, guys. John says, pictures and videos is all we have to remember. Exactly. Keep doing what you're doing. I encourage all young people, John, and all the other artists and producers to keep learning their craft and learn different music. Because you got John says, see the journey and the passion. Melissa says, hello. Jesus says both these guys are awesome human beings. Okay, go love and support them, please. Sure says, I wish I had videos when I was learning drums. I know, right? You only suck once, actually. You only suck once. Jeng Tu says, can we know which is Keng's favorite Sounder songs?
Yeah.
And Long's favorite song from Heavenly Sent. Thank you.
Mine, I don't. Mine would probably like talking about play wise. I would pick the song by Nyamika like recently. Yeah. Yeah, because like to me, well, actually, when it's more like your little by just by that like.
So the misconception. Okay, so let me back up a little bit. So the next thing, one of the things I'm gonna do in Hmongoose, and I've already contacted a couple of them, but like when you produce music, the producer and the songwriter is so important, but they like get no credit. They almost get no credit. And I'm sitting here, I'm watching you play basically the main riffs for like Baya, and people don't realize. Okay, so this is just the way it is, and people, I'm not bad talking anything, but I always thought that because Ty's the front man, I always thought he did everything, but that's not true. Sitting here just watching you play, and now having heard you play Blong Xiet Ding Blong, and I could see the chord structures and the way you do the voicing and whatnot. My next thing is I'm actually going to get producers on board.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to talk to them, kind of like what we're doing now, but from a producer point of view, because I think there's so many producers that are left out. Like I think people don't know, John and Keng and you, and people don't know how behind the scenes what's really going on. And when I hear you play, I'm like, yeah, he's playing the main riff. That means you more or less created it.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Sometimes, like to me, sometimes I like to be the person behind like everything. Yeah, even like with Sanders when we, like I remember one time when I went to and one of the friend asked, hey, so who's the gig guy, like the person that put everything? Yeah, so I think that sometimes when people play music for a very long time, they know that there must be a person that glue everything together and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
yeah, to me, I
Yeah.
like to be that person. I like to be the person that well, whatever happened out there, it's there, but it start from here. Like, yeah. So like
Cool.
even like for us, like the last couple of show we do like in air and stuff like that. Yeah, been down, been what in air, and those are some of the things that someone have to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like that, and even um, producing and stuff like that. Same thing. Yeah.
Cool. Nice. On my end, favorite song, the song that I really like to only perform and play, the one that the one song that is a lot me is Toko. And that's just that fast rap song where I don't sing. It's funny because I don't do very many songs, but people kind of know me. But I wrote kind of like you. I didn't write all the songs, but I wrote a lot of them. And in the way we wrote music was, and some people know this already, is I would create the riff because my philosophy, Keng, is from the musician point of view. If you could write a really good intro and hook people within the first 20 to 30 seconds, and you kind of almost have a
Yeah.
hit song already
Sure.
without any lyrics.
Yeah.
And so that was my mentality. And so what we would do is that we would pass on the song to the next artist. And so Toko was one of the few songs where and at the time this was the limitation of my music knowledge and my music accessibility. That song was written on a stinking keyboard.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a DAW, it was a keyboard, like all
Yeah.
keyboard.
Yeah.
And it would just play out, and we
Yeah.
played the tracks out the studio, and that's how we did. If you remember back then,
All the
and
XP,
I always thought that.
Triton,
Mhm.
Korg.
Yeah, that was I used it. That was actually on that was on a Cork Trinity, I think.
Okay.
I think it was either the Trinity or the Cork. I think it was the Trinity,
Okay.
which is the keyboard that people always forget about. But in my opinion, it's the more interesting chord.
Uh-huh.
But that was one of the few songs where I actually reflected a lot. I never envisioned it to sound like that, but it is what it is. Let's see here. I got you, Keng Tao.
Yeah. I do.
Dua says practice makes perfect. I agree. John says reference is key. That's the secret. Yeah. We've got Marshall Moore. Hello from Santa Barbara County.
Hi, Marshall.
Hey, Keng Tao. So you know Marshall?
I know Marshall.
Very good. And you know Michelle. Michelle is a Generation X host. We'd love to see a collab. You both are amazing. I don't know, Keng. Maybe we should.
Yes.
Maybe we should. That was crazy for her to go up there. I agree. A little crazy, but that was cool. So you know Cyrus.
Yes, Cyrus. The only one.
Cyrus says hi, and then also John laughing, heartthrobber. Okay, love that heart. Love that song. I'm not sure who this is, Mr. E, Mr. Me. Are you watching? Fong Lore says hi. Two Legends
Hi,
showing
Fong.
support. Okay, so here's a question for you. Beliavu says, question for Keng. What happened to zinc?
Pretty much no more. I think that Thao, I got married, I have kids, and then that's the end of zinc. Yeah, but the key thing is we in the next year or so, I like to bring back some of the songs. I think that those songs will fit people like Keng, David Yang, and them. Because during that time, the big transition, like what young go and more like Usher and stuff like that. So yeah, but that album, I think that's supposed to it's supposed to be good because like the first two ones just like play around and stuff like that, but then that's the one that I really start to really go and then I think that I like to redo those. But right now, my trying into the world like in between. I as far as right now, I study a lot of country and stuff like that. So it's a total different world. But I think I can get into that and make something out of it. From the team from Hmong Copycat, they really want me to pretty much work on those songs and really push them out. So that's something.
So you guys have so you've got basically a bunch of zinc songs that were never released.
Yeah, we have a whole album pretty much. Yeah.
Wow. So you guys were almost there to
Yeah.
release and then just didn't.
Yeah. So we got a whole album for that. Yeah. So I think that we still have from that album we still have some sad song. I think the like yeah like like I'm more like a melody person, and then
Mhm.
what your lyric your draw that's yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's it's have a lot of great melodies. More like yeah like my style it's not like the whole style where you scream a whole bunch. It's just like kind of mellow stuff like that. Yeah.
Mm,
Beats are low that so it's I
mm.
think that when the album when I released that work and I want to replay everything new, and I think that a lot of people would like it, and
So
that's mhm. Yeah, that's
we're talking
something
about the
like
past.
yeah
And so let's listen to the third song, which is
yeah
about the past.
yeah
And this song is the
okay
is actually the second one that you played that night. It's
yeah
Thao Tư Mà Mua.
yeah.
Tell us about that song.
Oh man, that song I wrote that song right about 2010 2011. Yeah, so
Mhm,
the song was complete. Yeah, and then that's the time when I start business. Like I don't know any. I think that in life, and this is a little bit more towards that motivation. In life, the only two type of people that will fight the hardest are or sacrifice are military people and business
mhm,
people.
mhm.
Military people, you sacrifice, you die for, you neither win or die. And business people,
Mm.
you invest everything and you neither survive or die. And pretty
Yeah.
much I fall into the part where man I almost die in life, not die as like die but in business wise, and
Mm,
I want to give up but then I don't want to give up too, and I'm searching
mm,
for is there any person out there that can come and really help me. Yeah,
mm,
and that's the song, and I think that where I start built my business, and that's when I my life changed 360. I'm the person I am today is because I think around
mm,
that time, and that's why the song has a lot to do with that. And I think that we when we put that song out, like for Ty, he know a little bit about he know about my life, the struggle that I went through. And he said, "Man, this song it's gonna be in the album, and you're just gonna have the song forever. No one know the truth, but you know, and it's a song of your life." Yeah, so really, it's that part. I know that Tobe, we haven't really have time to really so the reason behind all those, but that's really the reason behind everything. And during that time, and Yosei was always there with me during that time. We record that song way back. He know the struggle. He and we went through the same struggle. That's why like right
mm.
now we're like super glue. Where you see me, you see him, you see him, you see me too, because we both
Yeah.
struggled through a very similar fight, and we are the person who we are today is because of during that era. So that song it's really for me and for your safe vision, and then so that's where it is. Yeah,
Sweet.
yeah.
I didn't. You actually did. So I don't normally record what people say in between songs.
Hmm.
With this song, I did.
Okay,
But you used some choice words, so I didn't.
okay.
I didn't quite put it in here.
Yeah.
But you know, basically, absolutely, exactly what you
Oh yeah, yeah,
said. You said it in a lot shorter,
yeah.
less detailed way. But you know, it gets hard, and
Yep.
you know, like honestly, you know, 语境是相高，这是相高呢，难道
Yep.
in a very active setting, you have the more financial stability, you have the more financial stability that we have now.
Yeah.
Things would probably be a lot different too.
A lot.
But you know,
Yeah.
things happen for a reason,
Yeah.
and you know, I'm grateful, and I think you would probably you say the same too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this song is called "Thao Tư Mà Mua."
Yeah.
All these videos, for those that are watching, they're this particular program that I use Restream. It only allows me to load up 300 megabyte videos. So you'll notice that the videos always cut off because it can only load so much and in only certain quality. So these are actually in 720p. But the ones that I put on my channel will be in 4K if anyone wants to see like the better quality, better audio versions. So this is Thao Tư Mà Mua.
Here we go. Chỉ sắc có gió nên thua có gió nên mùa địa chỉ cô sai chỉ tao thầm mong lo you chỉ sắc nó nên có hoa chuột sắcยังคือยังหัวđịa chỉ luôn nên ngon như chỉ rằng đi sẽ xa thao thứ mà mua cháy đã nó gai thao thứ mà mua cháy chính trái bao lưu trong lại thua tu chia thao thứ mà mua cháy lên bầu trời thao thứ mà muốn nhà từ đi đây muốn nó muốn na luôn nên luôn nhiều sắp có muốn nhiều lo lắng một trái mình chưa đủ cùng em muốn luôn nên cho nhìn nó buồn tia chê sắp không mua con đồng thế vì tiếc cũng mua nhà em chưa đi play wo ý từ nệm luôn lưu thao từ mà mua cháy đã lâu cháy thao từ mà mua cháy chính trái bao lưu trong lá em thua tu chia thao từ mà mua cháy lên bầu trời thao từ mà mua nhớ từ đi đi muốn nó muốn na luôn nên luôn nhiều ta có mua ý nô tư mua ý tư nên chia rộng ta luôn nên sợ ta có mua ý nô tư mua ý tư nên ho ba bu sắc cơ nhớ nên luôn cho sắc cơ nhớ nên luôn địa chỉ cô sai chỉ tao cụ gió mong thao thao người mà mua chế đã lâu dài thao người mà mua chế tin trái bao nhiêu trong lá ấy thua tu chia thao người mà mua chế lên bầu trời thao người mà muốn nhớ từ đi đây muốn nó muốn na luôn nên quá miệng yeah. I don't know, man, but in life, if you never give up, one day you will get there, dude. Yeah. I hope that you all enjoy the night so far. I'm gonna cry. Thank you. Man. Thank you.
So I love how much heart you put in this song, that performance. That song means so much, and it's a really good song. You could tell because oftentimes a lot of the younger people, and what I used to do in the past, you would just loop something. But in this song, listen to it. There's a lot of really nice rolls. There's a lot of parts where the music stops and you start. And again, another really well written song. And yeah, you look like you were a Momo. You got pretty emotional up there.
Yeah, like I say, what you see, what you get. Yeah, nothing too high.
Mary says, can we have Keng come out during Fresno year next time to raise for a hangout and sing?
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, usually December it's like my free month.
Yeah, Jay said, I love Thao. Yeah, it's one of my favorite songs. Michelle says, you guys are great. I'd love to have as my guest for KBIF Hmong Radio. Yeah, she has a great show. Gen X has been there forever.
Yeah,
Gen X, Michelle, she's such a great outgoing. She's always there at community events. When I first met Michelle, I had never seen her in person, but now I know she's there a lot. Billy says, I never knew you were the main singer for Zinc till Yosei told me.
Yeah, it's blow up. 50, 60 pounds.
Oh boy. Lori Strong says, hi Keng, a few artists from back then came back with new songs. Have you thought of bringing back Zinc for part 2 of Jeng Yao? You and MTV would be a great duet.
Yeah, Well, actually, right now I'm working on Jingjiao and stuff like that too. But then, like, but I like to play it the with me today, the me today.
Mm.
Yeah, so I think it's gonna be fun. Thao, what about the uh, yeah, I've been that song's been out about 有了狗下狗以兄 almost 20 years, I think. Yeah, and
Mm.
then now I'm 20-year older. I'm 20-year a little bit more knowledge about than before. I think that
Mm.
and I want to recreate that song. I think that when Tawata, it's gonna be good. Yeah, and most of the other song too. Yeah, because some of the Zinc song when I wrote during that time, man, you hear me a yao song, you spoke what Shaw. Yeah, so
Mm.
it's funny. Sometimes you go back and listen to it, it's funny, but sometimes you will know that man, I did that way back when I was like 16, 17. Yeah,
Yeah. You know what's interesting? The one thing là the thả mình giữ thì you saw show you cho cú video cú
yeah,
footage cho you change chi keng đó.
yeah,
But what I noticed too as a musician now that technically know more,
yeah,
I guess more rules.
yeah,
But it was interesting because thầu you chỉ bao ngao rồi you chỉ bao đánh ngao rồi I thought I was also more creative. I don't know. I don't know if
yeah,
you saw that, but when I didn't know music, I didn't know the rules, or I didn't
yep,
know, you know, so much experience. It was funny because the more I learned, the more I knew how to play, but the more restrained I became too.
yeah. True.
Because
Yeah, that's
yeah,
something that I like a little bit outside, but that's something that I like. I always tell Ty too. Like say, like a lot of sounder song, the old song, like they cut a lot of corner. Like one I have bar like by change the chords and stuff like that. And I said,
yeah,
man, like usually like from my point of view and the way how like we're supposed to finish that and then move on, but then
yeah,
so that's why like sometimes like I not say it's hard, but sometimes it's a little bit hard to memorize how to my law because like you used to play with structure and pattern so much where sometimes oh okay they change nah, it's like that, yeah, it's true. So as you know more rules, it's a little bit harder to compose and stuff like that.
yeah. It's kind of funny because you spend so much time learning music, and then you kind of have to almost unlearn it to stay creative. And then sometimes you listen to music and you're like, oh, they're not even counting. They're just playing whatever, and
Yeah,
then they just kept it, and that's what makes the song interesting.
yeah,
Um, the fourth song you wrote was actually I didn't catch it on video, but it was actually another very heartfelt song. Because you talked about Yosei, which you already mentioned about your relationship with Yosei. Yosei is a really interesting guy. I first really had a conversation with Yosei. It was at HMF 2013, and Yosei and I we were at the time Paradise was headlining, but Yosei was there also playing from what I remember. He was drumming for another group,
yeah,
and Yosei and I were just sitting on the side checking out the other bands, and we're saying, "Oh man!" And that was the first time I saw David Yang.
yeah,
And then we both were looking at, oh man, that guy's so good. And Yosei's he's a really nice guy, genuine.
yep,
I've never known Yosei to to really talk bad or anything, but if he ever said anything, he always kind of meant it. And Yosei's just a overall really great guy. And every time I've met him, we've had good conversations. Like
yeah,
when I was at Sounds of Spring, we started talking about talked to him a good amount of time on just shooting video. And that guy knows so much.
yeah.
He's such a man of many talents. But you can talk about because you spoke about him before the song, and then why don't you tell more about this song? This song is the last song is called "Cheng Yao."
Oh, the last one. Okay. Yeah. Oh no, Qingjiao. It's yeah. Okay. Well, actually, like this year, recently, your mom your passed, huh? And
Hmm.
pretty much like if you know the story, Yo and I would go way back when we were like 14, 15. We start playing music together during that time, all the way until standards and today.
Hmm.
And in fact, like before I move forward, I'd like to take this moment to say thank you to Yosei and Yo Visual and his team. I think that a lot of the things that I was able to do together today has happened because of him, because he was willing to put the time and effort to really travel with me when I travel out and record all the songs and stuff like that. So thanks to him and his team. But then To me, he's like a younger brother, and we've been together for so many years. And recently, his mom just passed, and
Mm.
the one of the things that I think that everything happened for a story. The sad thing is his mom came to my house for like 3 days straight and talked to me about life and stuff like that, and talked to me about hey,
Mm.
you need to spend time and talk to yo, be there with yo all the way to the end.
Mm.
And then
Wow.
suddenly that week when I traveled for business, she got into the situation and then she passed. So I think that everything happened
Wow.
for a reason. And during that week, I wrote that song too. So
Wow.
yeah, so that song it's there. But I don't know which song we were playing. Chengyo is actually an old song, but the song that you were talking, what I say at the event, it's a new original song. We haven't put it out yet, but then yeah, Chengyo la Chengyo, it's there too. Chengyo song, it's very similar too. So. Yeah, I'm not sure which song you will be playing. I think Chengyo is the same song, sad song, and the other ones that I talk about, you'll say there, it's called God What Yeah, where
Oh,
you
okay.
talk about I'm searching for you. You used có used to hai tiệc của ya có tụi mi tú là có tụi mi á là có tụi mi giờ đó chuyện
Yeah.
nu nó có đùa tư là I'm
Okay. So what was that? What was that one called again?
có đùa tư là
Oh, Gondotula.
yeah có đùa tư là
Okay.
yeah. So it's not.
I think you sent me a different title. I think that's what happened.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
it's still like structuring and everything. I think that when we are done with this song, it's going to be a very, very good song.
Okay. Well, let's take a look at it. I can't remember because this is a short version. I don't know if I kept the dialogue in the beginning or not. I probably cut it off because of Restream's restrictions. But let's see here. Let's take a look at it.
People know me as a part of the Sounders. I play keyboard and guitar for them. But hey, I'd like to take you back about 20 years ago. This is the song. If you lost someone in your life, I just want to let you know this song's for you. If you don't know the lyric, just sing, just cry. Okay, let's go. Who still remember the song? Sing with me if you know.
Okay. So that was Zhengyao. So I made a mistake.
Yeah.
There, for some reason, I only uploaded 4. There's actually 5 songs.
It's
And
okay.
so there's one more song.
That one.
Yeah. So this was Zinc.
Yeah.
And so the other one, which I don't have on uploading to recent, but we'll watch it right now too, since we just spoke about it. It's probably not going to be as good in quality because I'm going to load it from my YouTube site, but it'll be a little glitchy. But just so that people can see what Keng was talking about, it'll be that song. Give me 1 sec. Let me see if I can do this correctly.
For so long. His mom just passed away not too long ago, and I wrote this song. It's for her, okay? If you love someone, this song is for you. This is the new song. It's gonna come out pretty soon, okay?
So this is the one that you wrote for Yosei. Yosei's mom.
Thank you.
All right, so that was a little choppier, but that's a beautiful song. You got a little emotional there too. I mean, that song, when you start singing songs from the heart, then man, you don't little things just kind of come to your mind, and then I saw you pull yourself together. But you know, when you write from the you shown the you know, that's kind of how it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see here. Um, there's a quick question that came up here. Jeng Thuli says, as live performers, do you guys have a MIDI and iPad setup, which is to have lighter equipments to haul around? If so, what do you guys use for MIDI and iPad live stage setups? When you played with Sounders, were you mainly a guitar guy or keyboard or both?
Man, I do both pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
because when you were there, okay, Suk Chai, was he there also? Was he already gone?
he's gone to new bike my local key. Yeah. So I
So
think
you
that
ended up being keyboard in his place then.
yeah, yeah, and the
Mm.
guitar. And but lately you notice that we do a lot of more like guitar. But more younger, just like yeah, 保命吉他的，这个
Hmm.
yeah. And we did that. So I think that I'm not sure what you asked about, but then I think that for even like guitar and stuff like that, like I was telling the guys that we have, like I know that sometimes when we are like uh, as a musician, they chase after sound, right?
Yeah.
Especially guitar,
Yeah,
especially
especially guitar.
guitars. Yeah, but sometimes talk live. Sometimes you want to make things easier for the engineers and everyone else for like feedback and the rest of the band. So I think that eventually we have to transition into like nowadays like y'all pedal. It's good enough to where like you can't tell much of the difference, especially like if you
Yeah.
use like for live you can use like the temper like for guitar or the helix stuff like and some other I think they are all good. um to me, if I can, I will bring my laptop and then plug
Hmm.
direct and through and then out but then because more lens
Yeah.
that's why I don't do it that way. But then if I can, I would prefer that way because like you can media out where every song got every part you step on it, it moves to the next part so you never have to dance around. So or the other thing that you do is you can use if you are into church stuff, you can use Appleton Live and stuff like that, and got trigger sound. So the
Yeah.
way how sound we lately play is we do a lot of kick tracks. So got trigger. It's a you don't have to jump around and do all those. And same
Yeah.
thing for like piano. Like if you do a lot of gosh, a lot of interface stuff, like VST stuff. Come on, sound so trigger you just worry about your part back here. Yeah. So me, that's I would say it that way. Anything else, I think that's just a lot of work for you. So like for example, like as a keyboard, all you need is just maybe two trigger, huh? A MIDI trigger, like a key trigger, huh? If you like heavy, do it one heavy and then one of the soft key, and then just trigger with Appleton Live. It's a huh? So I would
Y-
probably say that's probably like one of the easier way versus um, you have to bring all your gears. I saw yours like crazy. Like
yeah, we'll talk. So, like the thing is, I think that's the future
yeah,
because I think that okay, if you look at it like a lot of the companies they're starting to just create plugins like Korg. They basically made their core legacy and basically a
oh,
lot, almost all. They didn't do the Trinity, which was bad, but they did like the Triton. You can get
yeah,
it as a plugin, AU VST now,
yep,
and what I think so. So I'll show you something really quick. I just pulled it up because it's relevant. This was my that was my last setup.
yep, crazy.
And that was a lot, way too much. But so what was happening was I wanted to recreate the Paradise authentic sounds,
Uh
and
huh.
but the
Uh
one
huh.
thing that I will say, and you probably agree, is that they're plugin le嘛,
Yep.
but they're actually not as good in my opinion.
Yeah, it's
And
true.
they're probably about 95%. But when I played the Korg Triton VST compared to the actual keyboard is
Yeah.
very close,
Yeah.
but it's actually not as good. Even like so the guitar unit I use is the Axe Effects,
Yep. Yep.
which is good too. But to get that amp in front of your face sound, what you
Yep.
want,
Yep.
it'll get the amp recorded in the mic sound. That's the idea behind these modelers like and like you mentioned
Yep.
a lot you mentioned, I noticed in your breakdown of Thousand Mile, you talked about, and you said it so fast, people who don't know, you just don't know. If you know, you know. If you don't know, but you said um what's it called when they take the speaker impulse,
Yeah,
And you
important.
mentioned an impulse, and people don't know what that is, but if you know what that is, you'll know how important it is. But it doesn't quite do it. For me, I think if I was to play another big gig,
Hmm.
what I was gonna do is actually to answer and Jing Tu, I was gonna use beyond this. I was gonna try to use Mainstage, which is put
Hmm.
out by Apple, and that's
Yep.
kind of like their hub, kind of like for media, and you could run your AUs and on it.
Yep.
I never tried it live because we didn't get the chance to do it, but up here, I when on this setup here, this is a Moog Sub 37, which I didn't know at the time. I was too dumb. I didn't know that I started to kind of gravitate towards keyboard with a lot of buttons because it looks like it's a lot, but you can control every little bit about the sound. And so I started to use the Moog Sub 37 because in Paradise Music, the leads are very important. And if you not Moog Moog, if you know Moog, then they have really fat leads. And as much as I tried to reproduce it with a VST, you could not. It would
Yep.
never be as nu chi thick here, nu chi buttery here, nu chi it sounds okay, but it doesn't sound like that. And then the Nord gravitate toward the Nord, and of course, my Triton. That's the original Triton that we wrote it on. It broke down so many times, gang. I had to pay for so much repairs on that keyboard because at the time I didn't know about Korg's VST,
Yep.
and I had my laptop, and there was the little dumb sounds that we would trigger that were essential to the Paradise,
Yeah.
especially in Toko, those dumb scratch sounds. They're
Yeah.
in that little. They're all sampled there now.
Yeah.
But to answer, yeah, there's I never did MIDI. But like I was talking to Yosei at Sounds of Spring that the next thing from a lot of Hmong artists and bands would be basically number one in ears, and then
Yep.
number two, we both agreed that it would be using like something like Ableton Live to
Yep.
trigger lights because that's
Yep.
that's the part of the show that the Hmong concerts aren't getting yet. The like everyone's understanding. Okay, good lights, good audio, but we're not doing lights with the music. It's kind of like okay, but for the most part, you know, if you don't know anything, then you rent a light system, which also light is more expensive than sound, and then you have your light system, and then if you knew more, then you would hire a light engineer. So if
Yep.
some people don't know they ordered a light system, but they don't get a light engineer, meaning the guy he barely knows.
Yep.
And then uh, they actually will occasionally send in a light and a sound guy in to do that. And then if you really know, then you do what Yosei did towards the end of Sounders. I noticed because he put on Facebook, he started to try to run the lights with Ableton, and that's the next step. But that takes so much coordination.
Yep. It
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
Okay, so let's see here. Couple more questions, then I'll let you go. Keng, it's been so fun talking to you.
Same.
Musician, yeah, we don't have to talk a lot. We think the same way, and I think if you're at a point in your life, then it's just like camaraderie. If it's okay to talk about it, can we understand the emotions behind the last song for Keng during live performance?
Yeah. That's on. It's like I say. It's really for my good friend Yosei mom, but then she is a mom to me too. Like the last 20 years or so plus, really, she is the person who really, whenever we are doing things wrong, she is the person that get on top of everything. So it's like that, and get to know her for about 1/3 of my life. I mean, 2/3 of my life. It's uh, it's 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 there. So I don't know what else to say, but I don't know. I just saying, and then I saying what I mean, pretty much. Yeah.
Mm. Um, yeah, we got a question here. Rico from Destiny's
All right,
here. So
go.
Rico, hey, thank you. He says, why Sounder doesn't do a farewell concert?
I don't know. Yeah, actually, like I thought up and go pretty much the Fresno New Year. It's actually like the last concert that I play with
Mm.
that, and I think that there's many things in life that to me I think that I need to do. Um, like I'd say like even like the Hmong Copycat stuff. It really it's the truth is I start everything because it's for my kids. I've been playing music for so long. giờ thầu cũng mới cho chọn câu này cho trái nó hơi rong trả tha. And then the third part is I can never get music out of my me like Georgia can never stop.
Mhm.
So I want to continue to do. But the best way to learn and continue to push yourself is really to learn from the best. And what have they done in the past that they allow their music to stay even like until no bitch and really to
Yeah.
really dissect and learn that. And the greatest thing to do is like which is because we haven't been on Hmong Copycat lately, but uh, when we start Hmong Copycat, COVID hit and everything. But the greatest thing happened that actually happened is I start my son into music and stuff like that. And like
Mhm.
I shared to some of the people lately, I've been traveling. He's been using my studio, like he's been recording and make music and stuff like that. So I think that's probably one of the best things that happened, and that's exactly what I want at the very beginning, where I don't need to
Yeah.
push him to learn music or to do music and stuff like that. Uh, if he is the one and he wants to do it, he just do it, and then that's eventually what happened. Like um, he eventually end up studio A, studio B, and actually like half of my studio is his studio now, and that's like
Mm.
the best thing that ever happened. And if it wasn't for that time for me to reinvest into myself and my life, I think that it should happen now. So I think that after 2020, when I pull out from Sounders and really focus on me, my life, and stuff like that, I think that it's actually changed. So for that part, so Sounder, as far as right now, I know that Ty Saunders is doing his tour. Will be doing his tour. I'm not sure exactly, but I think that it's gonna come up, and I'm still gonna be a part of that if he needed. Pretty much, if anything, I can always be there because these are things that we do, and yeah, like why like we don't get paid, we do it anyway. In fact,
Yeah.
we pay to do it. Like I said, well, we spend thousands of dollars just to learn things. We spend thousands of dollars just to buy gears to try it out. I want to resell. Hey, we want to do it that way. So yeah,
Yeah. I think your wife is probably like my wife. I think you do partner, you do wife, you need to support you much tao ha.
yeah, absolutely,
Uh,
yeah, true. In fact, when you're talking about that part, my wife was telling me that hey, maybe the lady that came up on stage. My email is Keng Tao, KengThao, music music at gmail.com. Whoever know that lady, she need or tell her she need to email me. My wife like to, and I would like to take her out to eat and get to know her more because, well, it's things like that that really spark. What are you sad? Oh, okay. I think that there's actually people that enjoy the thing that we do, or sometimes they like the thing that we do. So, in fact, yeah, my wife is a big supporter on that part. If any person that know that lady should forward to her, let her know that hey, I like to have lunch with her. My wife like to have lunch with her. So, and we will pay. Yeah. So yeah.
That's interesting because what I'll do is we're recording this. I might as well play it. I'll create a
Oh yeah.
video, and I'll put your invitation formally out.
Oh yeah.
Because I think I'm gonna show more footage of her.
Yeah.
She's a pretty brave individual because she came up on stage a couple times, and now we'll probably just make her a little bit more famous. She was having a great time, and yeah, so that's great. That's a great offer to make, and thank you. Thank you for joining me tonight. I learned so much from you, and I think the participants, the fans that came here, they learned a lot from you too. And like I said, oftentimes you see music, but you may not see the people behind it necessarily. Like in the case of you, and we know about Thai, but like up until very recently, until Copycat basically, and even in Copycat, I didn't quite know exactly who you were because you're right. You like to be in the background, but when you're in the background, then you're not seen all the time. But now that and I understand. Wow, you do quite a bit for Sounders. There's no person in any band that is everything. But it's interesting to know who's who and who does what, and you have such a rich history, blue to zinc to Sounders, and now Hmong Copycat, and but that top off the air Minji, but you're turning down certain gigs, and you've been telling us, and it's because you're so busy,
Yeah. True.
in this time of your life, and you're kind of like I think we wear very similar shoes in the sense that we're at a time in our life where we want to enjoy life, and a part of this is what we enjoy to do, and we're in a blessed financial position where we can kind of do it because not because we have to, but because we enjoy it. And I commend you in investing in your show. Rico keeps writing. Will you guys, will Sounders get together to do one last show for Minnesota fans? He said,
That would have
he
to
said
be
Destiny will produce the show.
that would have to be a Taito's answer. Yeah.
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 Yeah, very good. Well, you're a very talented person. What kind of, so just to tease out to the fans out there, I mean, and what I can remember, you mentioned working a little bit with Zinc's stuff. You're working a little bit with Paku. Yeah, you're working with Gu, Valong Chua, and Shashi. You mentioned that earlier. What other things are on the horizon for you? Because it seems like
Man.
you've got quite a interesting plate.
Yeah, so if everything goes as planned, man, I wish like the next 3 to 5 years I'm done what I'm supposed to do and then have all the time in the world to do what I need to do. But then, yeah, but then I, 已经有去多个，那造成他们，哇，we're gonna do along the way, pretty much. And what I really want to do is, I want to redo all of the Zinc songs. Based off that, number one, number two, I want to release the third album that we did that we never released. I want to redo all those songs in one shot. And along with that, a lot of copycat stuff like cover song and stuff. And then I like to share some of the new stuff. Like, I'm telling the truth, like for me, I come from like a rock music stuff like that too, and then all the way to all the ED and stuff too. Yeah, so really we can go anywhere, but we've been working on some Hmong Linkin Park stuff. We've been working on some heavy metal stuff, and I'm telling you, like, I'm a musician. I like to learn and do things. So I have a few of those demo here and there, but I just don't really have the time to really sit down and complete one song. But eventually, I think that we want to do that so that we open doors for like other people who think about that side, and they can go and do it. Because like I think that we have so much experience nowadays. Like yeah, but like all the Linkin Park stuff, like we dissect so many years. We know that when we record, there's like 10 different guitar and stuff like that. And I think that it's time for us to really put those ideas in together and be much auto should I'm long. And I have a couple demos that I've been doing, and the Hmong Copycat group, they really want me to push those out. And like I told them, man, I need to have a couple days, a couple out of the weeks, like stable, so that I can really work on those songs and do that. So, and then, like I say, right now I'm learning all the country technique and stuff like that, because I believe that so I like to go around that area too, so that if in the future when I do have the time in the world to really help other people, I have enough experience to put things together, pretty much. And I know there's a lot of people, they've been contacting me. They want me to help them do business, business.
Probably that too.
I hope so. There's a lot of people want me to do music for them, but I turn a lot of people down because like I don't have the time. That's all. Like like so like I don't want to tell them that, hey, I do your song, and then a month, 2 months down the road, I don't have the time to finish their song. And even like right now, like I help some of the church people do their song, and there's a reason why I got all the line 6 and stuff like that too, because I try to create Christian music for other people, like, and that's me. Like that's what I like to do. So I like to start a chapter for that, so that other people have that too. Like more like different from like the other Christian church and all that. So that's one of the ventures that I do on the side. I try to help other people on that too. So hopefully that when we are done, we have like hundreds of resources that people can come and listen to it. And the idea is every song that when talk by moving forward, like I want to go back and really tell people how I record. Why do I these things like this? I go more layer, but key, but same, but guitar, like and then all the tricks and stuff like that. Because I think that knowledge, if we don't share it when we die, we're gonna take with us. So That's the idea. It's we want to do it. So like yeah, I like that concept, and then we just want to share and teach, and it's all gonna be on our YouTube channel. So just continue to follow Hmong Copycat YouTube and Facebook. And like I say, when we have more time, it's just gonna flow that way. That's the big picture and the big idea.
Very good. Well, thank you for sharing. I think you have you've got a great future, and there's so much to do, but there's so little time. Thought you think you're so busy, but you're actually not.
Yeah, true.
And I'm sure that we think we're so busy now too, but we're kind of not. And you put in where you think it's most important. That's where you put
Yep.
your time, and like family first. Like you said, putting food on the table comes first. Oh, Ku Valancho says hi.
Hi, Gu.
And I think I'm excited for you. I'm excited to see the stuff you put out. I'm subscribed to Copycat, and I hope to see
Thank you.
more of your material, and I think we're going to see a good evolution from you. We're going to see a lot more of the country production side,
Yes.
and eventually I think we're going to see maybe the first Hmong Lincoln Park band come out.
Yeah,
Um,
we're working on some of those. I think it's gonna be fun. Like actually, like
yeah,
to me, like it's things that we've been learning for so long. Like I remember back in the Lincoln Park era, we were Lincoln Park, and then all the other things, and then now everything just kind of fade out. And then now a lot of people
yeah,
into like EDM music and stuff like that. And then we try to grab a few of those concepts. So we are everywhere. But I think that at the end of the day, we just want to got share about it. Yes, we can, if whatever you want to do, we can move that around and do it too. Especially like we need a tone and John and yep.
So Rico says we're looking forward to your solo album, or maybe some duets with your sister. Kashia says, "Do you sing a song on YouTube?" Yes, he sings a lot of songs. You go to Kashia, go to Hmong Copycat. He's all over there. Dua says, "I'm not busy. I can still do more." That guy's busy. And then Spencer, of course, says Lincoln Park.
Yeah.
Keng, it's a pleasure. Believe it or not, when you're having fun, time flies. We're going on 2 hours.
Oh man.
That's how quickly.
Oh yeah, it's 8.
And
Yeah.
I think if we had some beers and we had more time, I think I could spend a lot more time with you, just sharing thoughts and ideas. But thank you so much. If we ever get an opportunity again, I'd love to go live with you more. Maybe as a producer, I don't know. There might be things where maybe we could talk about how we like to do music, composition, and production, because there's so much to learn. And
Yep.
I think at this point, the at least on my side, I'm just interested in helping people out. I
Yep.
found that when I left Paradise, my world actually opened up, and I think yours too. That now I collaborate, or I meet people, I interview people that I think if I was still in Paradise, I probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that Paradise is such a big part of my life, but when I left Paradise, so many doors opened up to getting to know so many other artists, and that's probably the case with you too.
Yeah. True.
Okay, Keng. Hey, thank you so much. Thank you for all those people that joined us tonight. Have a great one, and Keng Shinji Dua. And if you haven't subscribed, hit the notification for Hmong Copycat, but then also for Hmongoose.
Yep.
Okay.